Hey, this is Greg Wright, and I'm here to talk about my time with the Jacksons on the Victory Tour, and that was my favorite song to play right there, Human Nature. It's a Toto composition, I do believe, and I had to learn the parts, great parts by the way, played by Steve Porcaro on the Thriller album, and it was a real pleasure to play. The Jacksons hired me as a rock guitar player. I think I do believe I was the first rock guitar player they ever had in their show or took out on the road. But for Human Nature, they called on me to play something a little bit sweeter, a little more mellow, and it was a real pleasure to play. And it was my favorite song to play. I look forward to it every single night to get a chance to play it. So that's that story. Toto guys, Mr. Porcaro, Mr. Lukather, well done, fellas, well done. Of course, you guys did everything amazing, so there you have it. So that's today's story. See you next time.
Hello, everyone. My name's Christopher Carell, and I'm talking to you from Japan. And I'd like to give you all guys a quick shout out of hello and give you a couple of my thoughts on working with Michael Jackson. I used to work with him for many years on the Bad album at Westlake Studios using the Synclavier digital audio system, and also on the Bad World Tour. So I worked with him for almost 4 years, 17 hours a day, and it was quite an experience. And one of the things I'd like to just talk to you today about is a shout out to Steve Porcaro, who I've admired for a long time. His keyboard work, his songwriting, his synthesizer programming and playing and performances, I've just admired his work for such a long time. And on the Michael Bad CD, it's interesting. Unfortunately, we missed all the time. We were always working, seems like opposite hours on the same CD and never met. So that was really interesting. The other thing I'd like to talk to you quickly about is, I was working with Michael on the Bad World Tour, performing on stage using the Synclavier. And one of the tunes that we played, which got such an amazing response from the audience, was Human Nature, which Steve wrote. And Michael did an amazing job singing this. He always the audience's reaction was always amazing, and really heartfelt performance. And it was really cool at the end. We had some really cool laser effects, and it created a kind of a prison around him, and everything went dark except for the lasers around him, and he did a kind of a mime that he was trapped trying to get out, and it was so cool. It was so surreal. It was really a cool ending for the song. People just didn't know how to act. It was really great. So anyway, I just wanted to share those quick thoughts with you, and I hope your event goes really great. And again, Steve, hello from me, and hope that we can actually meet sometime and catch up. So anyway, everybody, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Hey Steve, Jennifer Batten here, and I just want to send out a ginormous thank you for writing Human Nature. I first learned it when I joined Michael Jackson in 1987, and I will forever have that imprinted in my DNA, the sound of his beautiful voice and the bodily movements and the laser lights that surrounded him just kind of transported me to a whole other place. And I've been playing it ever since. I play it in my solo show. I play it with my band. It's one of my favorite tunes of all time. Thank you.
Wow, what do I say about the great Steve Porcaro? You know, that says it all right there. Just, you know, since I was a little kid, I was really a big fan of his. I'm sure he probably wasn't that much older than me, but the band Toto was one of my favorite bands, you know, and I used to just like look at all the album covers and, you know, him and Lukather and David Page and David Huntgate and of course Jeff Porcaro, the drummer. I just knew everything that they did. So when they finally teamed up with Michael Jackson on Human Nature, I just thought, wow, you know, this is an amazing song. And I can tell that Steve Porcaro is definitely a lot of the genius behind it. It's a very mathematical song, which I could get into. I could probably teach a college course on that song, you know, just in terms of chord movement and the way that that hook line, which is really way up in the treble, you know, octaves, becomes, you know, the main theme of the whole song, even almost arguably as much as what Michael sings, if you think about it. And I'm sure that was a brainchild of Steve. But I just wanted to say, like, you know, it was an honor to be able to play your stuff live with the man, with Michael, and try to play some of your parts, you know, or try to emulate some of your parts. And just wanted to let you know, I wish you a beautiful, beautiful time there, and I hope to meet you someday. I have met you once. We were on a Yamaha thing in Los Angeles, and I got to shake your hand, but I'm a huge fan, and what an honor to be able to do this video. Cheers, Steve.
Hey Steve, it's Saida Garrett here, and I'm here to share a few words about singing Human Nature on the Dangerous World Tour with Michael Jackson. When we performed Human Nature on the Dangerous World Tour, Michael never liked to vary from the original recording. He wanted it to sound exactly like the record, and we performed it exactly as is. There were no extra ad-libs or no extra backgrounds. He loved the way the song was recorded, and he loved the way it turned out, so he wanted to present that song in that way every night, and we did. The melodies in that song are so beautiful and so sweet to sing, and the way that the vocals were arranged, it's just luscious, and it was a joy to sing every night, especially since Quincy had told me the story about how the song got to Michael, and I know your little girl is so proud of the song your dad wrote for her. We loved singing it. We enjoyed the audience reaction whenever we played that song. So the first few notes of the song, the audience would just lose their minds. It's a great song, and it will live forever. Thank you.
Dear MJ fans, Brad Buxer here. I'm so excited for you to meet and spend time with one of the most talented people I've ever met, Steve Porcaro. He's a founding member of the band Toto. He wrote and performed the keyboard solo in Rosanna, one of the greatest keyboard breaks of all time. He wrote the song Human Nature for the Thriller album, one of the greatest songs of all time. He's a humble and brilliant artist, and he is a dear friend of mine. I hope you have the time of your lives with Steve Porcaro.